Hey everyone, it's Tony again. In this video, we'll be going over a medium-level SQL interview question that was asked by Amazon. It's called highest grossing items. So in this question, we're given a table called product spend. And what we see here is that we have a category column that's a string, and you can see categories like appliance and electronics. We also have a product column where we have strings describing the specific product within the category. So here we have refrigerator, which is an appliance, and washing machine, which is an appliance, and so on and so forth. We also have a user ID as an int to distinguish between the different users who transacted and how much they spent as a decimal. And the last column would be the transaction date, which is a timestamp indicating when the transaction happened. So here we see that user ID 165 bought a refrigerator in the appliance category on this date and time for $246. Now, what the question wants us to output is out of every single category, like appliance and electronics, and out of all the products within that category, which two products within each category had the greatest amount of spending, hence highest grossing items. So we can see here that in total there's two categories. So we know we have 4 rows because 2 times 2 is 4. So within the appliance category, we have these two records indicating that the two highest grossing items are a refrigerator and the washing machine. Because when you add up the spends, it becomes the highest out of all the products. And this is actually a really bad example because there's only 2 products within each category. But in reality and in the extra test cases implemented in this question, there's going to be way more products. So you can't just pick whatever products in here. And we see that in electronics, the top 2 highest grossing are vacuum and wireless headset, because when we add all the spending together, we see that vacuum is the highest out of the electronics category and the wireless headset comes next. And you can see here that when I actually select from a test table used to do test cases on your query, we see that the electronics section, for example, has way more than 2 products to account for. So we can't just pick every product. We have to pick the top 2 highest grossing items. Now, how do we start by solving this question? What we can first do is group by the category and the product. So what we'll end up with is a table of all the records where every record is a distinct category and product combination. And we can go ahead and select that category and product and sum all of their spends together and alias that in a total spend column. And the question also asks us to only grab the products in the year 2022. So hence I've extracted the year from the transaction date and made it equal to 2022. So from this transaction date column, we know that there's timestamps and there's a year, day, and month and time. So this filter will just take the years here and will only give us the ones in 2022. So if we run the code, what we see here is only the products sold in 2022 and each product's total sales. So in this first record, we can see that the refrigerator gave us a total revenue of $299.99, and it's in the appliance category. So for all refrigerators in 2022, Amazon made this much in revenue. And same goes for the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack in the electronics category. In total, the sales were this much, and so on and so forth. And you can see that each category and product are a different pair because we group by here. So how do we move forward from here? Well, we know the question wants us to rank products based on their sales. So having that said, I immediately think of using a window function like dense rank, rank, or row number. In this case, we can use rank. Because of ties, we want the number to repeat. So if we have, say, one item and then a lot of other items tied for second place, we want to take all of those second place items because they have the same amount of sales. We can't just make one over the other in terms of revenue if they're the exact same revenue, right? And with this new column, I'll call it the ranking of the products within each category. And we obviously partition by the category, which groups all these categories into their own block. So they're like one after the other in terms of category. And like the question asked, we want to order by the sum of all the spending, and we want to make it from highest to least. As you can see, if I run the code, we now have a table that's much closer to what we want in the output. So we have the categories partitioned together using this. And we can see under appliances, the first highest grossing item is the washing machine, second is refrigerator, and third is the microwave. And in electronics, vacuum, wireless headset, so on and so forth. So from this table, you can clearly see how we can derive the output table from here, because we just need to take the top two ranked products, right? So we just take 1 and 2. Everything that's either 1 or 2, because we ignore all the third and so on highest grossing items. So now what I've proceeded to do is take the query we saw earlier, which is this, and store the table generated from this query into a common table expression variable using the with as, and then selecting the category, product, and total spent from that common table expression, and just doing a simple filter where the ranking column, so this that we saw earlier, is less than or equal to 2. And we again order by category and ranking because we want the highest grossing item of each category to be listed first, not in random order. So as you can see, if we run the code, we can see that each category has 2 records, which is what we want, and their respective products with the highest total spend. So we can see here that washing machine had this much, 400 something, followed by refrigerator with 200 something, and electronics, and these are the total spends and products. We can go ahead and submit this code, and you can see it was accepted. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Consider to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.